Okay, so check it, right? Kamen Rider has been on the air for like a million years.
Oh
no! One of my favorite quirks about this franchise is how their transformation devices are handled. Starting with Kamen Rider Ryuki in 2003, anytime a character would interact with their rider belt or initiate a finishing move, that device would announce it out loud. This would continue through the next couple series, Kamen Rider Phase and Kamen Rider Blade. This time adding unique announcements to not only the finishing moves, but even the morph itself. After skipping the next series, Hibiki, announcements became a genuine staple in the Kamen Rider series and even bled its way into other franchises such as Super Sentai and Ultraman.
Clap your hands!
That wasn't loud enough.
Things like this are very clearly meant to give the toys on shelves a bit more personality. I mean, if I go to the store, I don't want the toy that go...
For real, what is that? It's like they took every sound from those dollar store space pistols and crammed it into one toy at the same time.
I want the... There's something so immensely stimulating about these sound bites. They're crafted by Bandai Japan, the main toy company behind Kamen Rider's merchandising. They get a loose synopsis of the show, go on to make the toys and sounds, and then the story for the show is then loosely written around it. Or at least that's what I've always heard. Lord have mercy, if I'm even slightly incorrect, please just correct me politely. I can't deal with Kamen Rider fans sometimes, dude. The belts and sounds are all uniquely designed to that specific rider that operates them, and you will be hearing them all the time. In the Kamen Rider universe, the voice clips that play from the belts and weapons are happening in real time for them as they are for the viewer. They can hear everything as again, it's coming directly from the equipment, meaning the voice clips used for the morph in a standard series will be played at least 50 or more times across the show, not to mention the fact that riders get a bajillion forms each show with different attachments and little trinkets and little doodads and little pieces of, you know what I'm saying, little things. And sometimes there's like 12 riders in the show, maybe even on screen at the same time, and oh my goodness. Look, we be eating good when the riders are working together, but Lord forbid they all have to morph at the same time. You be wanting to tear your ears clean off.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
It's so funny when the show is self-aware of how silly it can be and how the toys in real life pilot the story and how things play out. Kamen Rider Bill in 2017 has a character use a new form for the first time, and Sento, the protagonist, couldn't remember what the weapon says, even though he's the one that built it. I don't know, that might not even be entirely true. I don't remember the exact circumstances around it. I just know that when the character morphs and the weapon starts screaming, he's like, oh yeah, that's what it was. I love acknowledgements like that. It's so fun. It's also neat when they present these announcements both as they are and as pieces of real music. In Kamen Rider O's, they're given significance for their distinctive sounds and melodies, and that they each also serve as full individual insert songs for the show. Breathing life into every form, known as combo changes, culminating in one of the greatest music releases in Kamen Rider history. On the flip side is when they attempted a similar thing again with Kamen Rider Ghost, where the morph calls were presented as mini raps. Or I mean, whatever this was. And then the show had basically no vocal tracks at all, proceeding to drop an album with a bonus track that compiled all the transformation phrases into its own original song, creating one of the absolute worst pieces of audible noise I've ever heard in my entire life. I also just love just the oomph that they add to every single form. Like, you know and you feel all the tension whenever you hear something from Kamen Rider Gaim and see them morph into a new form. I I think the main thing is that they're recognizable. Every Kamen Rider has what I call a mascot form. It's the form you normally think of when a Kamen Rider pops into mind, and also more than likely the original form that Toei and Bandai use in marketing, despite the magnitude of forms that riders usually get over time. That form, along with every other form, is tied to its morph call. Ask any Kamen Rider fan what the morph call for a rider is, and I guarantee you they can recite it just off the photo alone. It's kind of like a Pokemon cry.
Sword form. Level up! Mighty jump, mighty kick, mighty action! Takatsuku Honda!
The influence that these voice clips hold bled its way into other media, allowing Super Sentai and Ultraman to follow suit, and even made its way into video games. Please watch this video. I made a whole video about Sonic and how it tied into Kamen Rider and them doing things with Sonic colors. It's really dope, dude. I mentioned Kamen Rider Build earlier, but Build does a really good job at multiple points in the series using the belt sounds and voice clips and sound bites as actual pieces of the sound design for the show and like highlighting jokes and stuff, and I think it's probably one of the best series to ever do that. Not to mention they acknowledge the belt sounds and voice clips all the time in this series, so like a lot of scenes are so much cooler just by them doing that.
Are you ready?
These sounds become ingrained into the franchise and breathe so much personality into every single hero. In a way, they even find a path into your memories. My favorite series has always been Kamen Rider Den-O, a series that touches on growth, feelings of worthlessness, not being able to hold your own weight, being alone, and the loss of time. The protagonist gets controlled by many different creatures known as a Majin who fight monsters for him using his body, and over time he grows to love them, whilst feeling as though he can't do anything on his own. At some point they disappear, and he calls them back with a phone created through his imagination and longing for his friends. This phone's ringtone has always stuck with me. No, not that one. Oh, okay, I mean they're both equally as silly, but okay, it's this one. I remember feeling similar emotions, and I linked those emotions as well as my own growth to the sound of the Keitaro's phone, as this series taught me a lot about myself and my own worth. Another is Kamen Rider Ghost, a hero who passed away at the age of 18 and needing to complete different tasks as well as defending the world as a spirit, in hopes that he can one day fully come back to life. Achieving his final form, Mugen, meaning infinite, one of the first things it spouts is the words "keep going." They're more than just haha funny toys and sounds. Despite any corporate intent, they do carry real meaning once they find that special person that finds meaning in them. I don't know how to end this video, so I asked a lot of people what their favorite rider jingles and belt sounds and phrases and stuff were, and I'm going to show you a few of them right now. Let's see what people like entering their ears. I don't like how I said that.
Standing by. Complete.
Fuel on. Get ready for boost and magnum. Ready? Fight! Mark 9. Set. Ignition. Revolve on. Dynamite. Boost. Geeks. 9. Ready. Fight. Jump.
Authorize.
Probe rise. Torpedo rise. Rising hopper.
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Shining jump.
Authorize.
Probe rise.
The rider kick increases the power by adding to brightness.
Shining hopper. When I shine, darkness fades.
Are you ready? Hagane no Moonsault Rabbit Tank!
Driver on. Freeze.
シャバで歌っち変身シャバで歌っち変身フレーム
Freeze. What? Action!
Brandon, Helen, Sav44, Emilia, Alicia, Amanda, Austin Horton, Austin Jones, Chaco, Ian, Julia, Luke, Matt.
フューチャータイムすごい時代未来仮面ライダーボス